Yo guys, what is happening? It is your boy Hollywood Steve back with another video right here on the Hollywood Steve Wrestling Podcast. Before we do anything, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment in the comment section down below. Alright, we are going to review NXT 2300. And it was it was good. It was good. I mean it wasn't it wasn't anything overly impressive. I mean, I'm going to say it wasn't knock my socks off, oh my gosh moments, it wasn't really anything like that. It was more nostalgia based. It was more of a nostalgia show because it emanated from the NXT Wednesday night, emanated from the 2300 arena, the old ECW arena. And it was pretty cool. They had the ECW Open, which was really kind of pretty cool. Mixed in with the NXT Open, which I thought was kind of a cool, which I thought was a pretty neat little twist on it, which was kind of cool. And so the night opened with a hardcore hardcore match between Jada Parker and Lola Vice. And okay, if you want to call it hardcore, okay. Dawn Marie was the special guest referee, and if you guys aren't familiar, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with who Dawn Marie is. She was the former manager of the Impact players back in the ECW days. And so there was some cool spots. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There was some really cool spots. Everybody was clamoring, calling for tables, and Jada Parker, Lola Vice pulls out the table. Jada Parker hits her, takes her out, slides the table back under the ring, and I mean, there was some cool ladder spots, and they used the old WCW or ECW ladders, or the WWE ladders, and it was really cool. It was a really cool spot where Lola Vice was laid on top of the ladder, and Jada Parker hit her teardrop. She got a 2 on Lola. Lola came back, had some really good offense, and but Jada Parker hit the hip attack, and after hitting her with a brick, this was the most fake brick I've ever seen. I mean, this brick shattered into a million pieces. I mean, it was a brick. Okay, and she got a 2 count out of that. Okay, I mean, come on. If we're gonna go for it, let's go for it. Okay, let's go for it. NXT. Okay, let's go for it. But anyway, Jada Parker hits the hip attack, gets the 3 count. Jada Parker's your winner. Cool. All right, right on. Cool. Thumbs up. All right, cool. Now again, I wasn't, like I said, this NXT 2300. I wasn't really impressed. It was just your typical NXT special. NXT. It was your normal NXT. And we had, the big main event was a 10-woman 6-woman or 10-woman tag match. But then we got we got Nunzio, if you guys and Tony Marmaluke from ECW days. They were known as FBI, and they come up. They're talking to Tony D. Hey, you're in our city now. You're in Philly. And this is Philly. You don't. And we want to challenge. I want to challenge. And you got to pay a tax, and that tax is tonight. You're defending that NXT North American title against me, Nunzio said. And it was a 10-minute match, 10-minute nothing match. I mean, Tony D'Angelo pretty much dominated this match. I mean, from jump. Okay, I mean, Nunzio had some good spots. He hit a Sicilian slice. And he does the crossing himself. Tony D hits his finisher, gets the 3. Tony D retains. And they all hug in the ring. Raising each other's hands, which is cool. That was a cool moment. That was a cool spot. Okay. Then we got a little vignette thing from the participants of the 10-woman tag match. Was Fatal Influence and Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade going against Zaraya, formerly known as Delta, Julia, Kalani Jordan, I'm trying to Jordan Grace of TNA. So got a little thing with them. The heels by the waterfront. And the faces. By the stairs. The iconic Rocky stairs in Philly. And so we got, and then had a little backstage thing with Axiom and Nathan Fraser. A little tension there. Then we got Kalani Jordan was back, in the back with RVD. Then RVD gets taken out, and gets taken out by Wesley. The camera pans down, so you don't see who it is, but we obviously know it was Wesley, who attacked RVD. And we got got Ridge Holland and Ethan Page against Trick Williams, and Bubba Ray Dudley. That was a pretty cool match. That was a pretty good match. I mean, but Bubba's face the whole time was gosh, it was just wow. Yeah, and so he tells Trick to go, get the tables, and so Trick gets in the ring. He's like, "Hey, there's no table, and Devon's like, Bubba Ray's like, "What? There's no table? What do you mean?" And Dudley's music hits again, and it's out comes Devon Dudley, and he's got a table in tow, and Bubba just like, "Whoa, what? Oh my gosh!" Just the facial expressions were just, oh my gosh, unbelievable. And a lot of these, like I said, a lot of these matches were just nostalgic in nostalgic in nature, obviously because, you have your ECW, you had some of the ECW legends, at the 2300 arena, obviously, because that's where ECW originated, so, and then he had Javon Evans, taking on let's see here. It had Javon Evans. Javon Evans wrestled. Give me just a minute here. It was Javon Evans and Wesley. So it's Javon Evans going up against Wesley. And okay, I love Javon Evans. The guy is absolutely out of his ever loving mind with the spots, the moves that this guy hits. He is just absolutely out of his mind with what he does. And it was just like unreal. And they, he tried to, few things, RVD tried to get involved, but RVD really didn't get involved. So, yeah, so RVD never really got involved, but Javon Evans hit this insane frog splash. Insane 5-star frog splash. From literally across the ring, he hits this thing. It was lands on his knees, almost misses. It was pretty amazing. And Javon Evans picks up the victory, picks up the win there. So, kind of in a nutshell, that's kind of basically NXT 2300. Like I said, it wasn't anything, wasn't anything to write home about, really. Like I said, it was your typical, NXT special, just more, it was more nostalgic than really anything. No, obviously, Francine, was in the audience. And then we had your 10-woman tag. The Faces picked up the victory. Zaraya pinned the champion, which I thought was kind of cool. Which I thought was really awesome. Zaraya hit her with an F5 and got the pin, which was awesome. There were some okay spots in there. It was a women's match, so like I said, the women's matches are not really, just because they're not being utilized well. Some of these women's matches are okay. But this one was pretty good. I do love that Zaraya and Julia and Stephanie Vauquer are now in WWE, that they're in NXT. These three are absolutely incredible. Stephanie Vauquer is on another level of good. And then you have Julia. Just wow. Wow. Yeah, it's just wow. So so that was NXT 2300, and like I said, it was it was your typical, it was your NXT special. Nothing, nothing really of significance. I mean, storylines were furthered. Like I said, Zaraya pinned Roxanne Perez, so you can probably pretty much assume, you can probably figure here pretty soon that Roxanne Perez is going to lose the title and move her way up to the main roster, because she is more than ready to move her way up to the main roster to make her debut on the main roster. She's been in the Rumble, she's been up a few times, but to officially be on the main roster, either Raw or SmackDown, I think is going to be really good for her. And yeah, I mean, it'll be good for her. So yeah, I mean, that was, like I said, that was NXT 2300, guys. I mean, nothing. Like I said, nothing really special about it. I mean, like I said, it was more nostalgia than anything, like I said, emanating from the ECW 2300 arena, and, you had RVD, you had, Dawn Marie in there, you had Francine, you had the Dudleys, together. So, that was kind of cool. But like I said, nothing really to like write home about. Nothing was like off the charts, like amazing. But again, it was a Wednesday night, the Wednesday Night War. NXT, AEW, NXT, still WWE still outdid AEW Dynamite. Every time. So nothing new there. Like I said, nothing really to write home about. But other than that, I mean, that's NXT 2300, guys. Like I said, sorry that it wasn't, really, like, I wasn't too excited about it, because, like I said, it wasn't really anything that blew my mind. There was really nothing that actually, like, blew me away in this, on this special. It was really just another NXT episode, an episode of NXT. Like I said, storylines were furthered, and things like that, and so there you go, guys. Hey, like I said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys thought of NXT 2300 on Wednesday night. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember, when you're Hollywood Steve, life is just too sweet.